moose meat in my freezer. Our money smells like maple syrup. It does, Slinky, yes. As a weird ass sort of anti-fraud measure, Canadian money has like the strip that smells like maple syrup. It's like that's a real thing. Yo, how many people smell money? America's money just smells like strip joints and cigarette burns. Ghost in Canada has. And I do actually appreciate that Canadian money is different colors. Like, it's so weird to me that American money is all green, that it's all the same color. The fact that Canadian dollars or the Canadian bills are different colors, it means that like you know what you're giving somebody. You know, you need to give somebody $5, you grab a blue bill. You need to give them $10, you grab a purple bill. You need to give them $20, you grab a green bill. Am I into BDSM? Not really. No, I'm not into BDSM. Not into BDSM, but I did enjoy the comic Sunstone. Also, we have a $2 coin, and there's a bear on it. And it's called the Toonie. Canadian money is like a box of coloring grant. So yeah, the Canadian $1 coin has an image of a loon on it. So it gets called the Loony. The $2 coin, we call the Toonie. Is it the bear from the Big Blue House? No, it's just a polar bear. Loony and Toonie, yep. So can I sing So Long Farewell from Sound of Music? Nope. You'll just have moose and polar bears? Yep. Our quarters have moose on them. Our quarter has a moose. I can't show you any money because I don't have any. Like, I honestly, like, I have no actual currency. So I can't actually show you any of it because I have literally none. I might have like a couple of quarters. Maybe like a nickel and a dime, you know? Pretty sure rent was paid. New Looney that has Alexander Graham Bell on it. Okay. Do I have a bank account? Of course I have a bank account. And I pay with my debit card. Y'all got weird names for your currency. I mean, the Looney and the Toonie. We don't nickname any of our other money. Like, we don't have nicknames for anything else. Nickel, dime, quarter. Those are same, yeah. The penny, which I think is no longer even technically in circulation. Some people don't have bank accounts. They don't trust the bank, which valid. Do the bills actually smell like? They do, BK. They actually do. We don't have pennies anymore. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you'll still see pennies. But yeah, they are basically defunct now. What's a tuppence? A tuppence is 2 pence. It's specifically British money. Pound and pence. Pennies are still around. I mean, they're still around, but they're like, you don't actually need pennies anymore. Like, I don't think they're minted anymore. So like all the pennies, I'm pretty sure all the pennies that are in circulation are from, at least a few years old. I'm pretty sure pennies don't get minted anymore. And in fact, when you buy something, it's rounded. Like the amount you pay is rounded. Yeah. If something costs 62 cents, then it's rounded down. Then you pay 60 cents. Fine, Jerry. So 62 cents, you pay 60 cents. 63 cents, you pay 65 cents. Ate a penny? No, I never ate a penny. Canadian Mint got rid of them. Yeah, exactly. Like, you'll still see them, but you don't need them. So like if you're paying in cash, then the cents get rounded to the nearest 5. Don't be an asshole, Fluffy. Yes, if you have pennies, you can still use pennies. You can still use the pennies if you have them, but you don't need to anymore. They get rounded. Here in Canada, by the way, Fluffy, I fucking worked retail in fucking Canada. So yes, pennies, technically speaking, pennies still exist. Technically speaking, you can still use pennies. but they don't actually fucking exist. Like, but they're not actually a thing anymore. No, they're not being minted anymore. No more pennies are being created. And when you go to pay for something, if you're paying in cash, it gets rounded to the nearest 5. Every stamp store. They take pennies, but you don't fucking need them. It gets rounded. Like, are you a fucking idiot, Fluffy? It gets rounded. Again, I fucking worked in retail, okay? I actually, I dealt with this shit. It gets rounded to the nearest 5 in Canada. Like, at this point, you're arguing for the sake of arguing because you are just objectively wrong, Fluffy. Like, you are objectively incorrect about this. Here in Canada, pennies are no longer minted, and when you pay for something in cash, it gets rounded to the cents get rounded to the nearest 5. Well, then you're just fucking idiot, Fluffy, because we made clear that we were talking about Canada. You fucking idiot, Fluffy. Jesus, Fluffy. We made super clear multiple times that we were talking about Canada. You're sitting there trying to argue with people about, we still use pennies. We're not fucking talking about your country, jackass. We're not talking about your country, so shut the fuck up. Stop trying to argue with people when you don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. No, we did make it clear. I said on multiple occasions that Canada doesn't use that Canada got rid of the penny. That in Canada, pennies are no longer minted. Do you throw loonies at strippers in Montreal? I'm not sure how. I think you'd have to go with a 5. Like, I think you'd have to tip a 5 at minimum in Canada. Like, I think in Canada, if you're going to a strip club, if you want to slip money into their strap, you got to do minimum of 5. Do they still use pennies in the UK? I'm not actually sure, Alien Tourist. What's wild is pennies cost more to make than they're actually worth. Because yeah, like pennies, a penny costs more than 1 cent to make. They actually cost more than they're worth. Which does mean they are pointless. Like, that's like, they're completely counterproductive. They're actually counterproductive. So that's why Canada stopped minting pennies. Is because they're actually counterproductive. They're genuinely not worth what they cost. So yeah, get rid of the pennies. So yeah, we got rid of pennies. I'm curious to see if the US will end up following at any point. Yeah, King. It's like, it'll be interesting to see if the US does follow suit and stop minting pennies. Because again, I mean, they're pointless. Why are dimes smaller than pennies but worth more? I think because of the contents, because of what they're made of. I believe US dollars isn't as strong as it used to be. Yeah, I mean, it varies. Favorite cent is a nickel. Takes a long time before we stop minting pennies. We're stuck in a race. There is that. The US does struggle against, this is how it's always been. Why do you hate pennies so much? What did they ever do to you? I don't hate pennies. They are pointless. They are counterproductive. But yeah, the US for sure tends to just, this is how it works. This is how it will continue to work. It's not, yeah, Americans love traditions, pretty much. America is not very good at changing things. Old men everywhere have pennies and jugs in their sheds. We will never run out of pennies. Hot wasabi? Yeah, they're a penny. Like, they're pennies in Canada and the US. 1 cent. Candy. When I was young, we had penny candy. Not anymore, but I'm 58. Yeah, I don't think penny candy's been a thing for a long time. Tell you about Canada? I just did, Freddie. I just told you about the fact that Canada got rid of the penny. What else? What are some other interesting things about Canada? If I were to change my name, what are some names I'd consider? The one I lean towards is Nicole. Name something worse about Canada than the US? I don't know.
Alright, I wanna live in freedom. I wanna dance with my demons. I wanna drink for no reason and celebrate every season. Yeah, yeah, call my place the kingdom. Cause I got what you need.
Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like what you see, please buy my merch. Link in the description below.
Let's get some.